We'll just wait for a couple of minutes. I'm still adding our learners. Just give me a minute. Okay, I think it's fine.
Sir,
Okay.
I have one question. I have one question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your take on Rohit Sharma captaincy as full-time captain?
Yeah, well, I think that's the only sensible option available right now. I think they have a great chance to make Rishabh Pant the captain.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. But I doubt they'll do that, at least for a couple of years.
So, means, are you satisfied with his captaincy, sir? Means, besides Virat captain.
Yeah, Virat leaving the Test captaincy was a bit of a shocker, but yeah, we respect that. So the problem is you have to be able to play all the games, right, in order to lead. Current situation is a tricky one because of injury concerns. So you can't have a stopgap arrangement you can have a stopgap arrangement, but then the player should be able to play, which is the tricky call. So let's see. Maybe they'll,
As you are from Mumbai, I asked this question because
I'm happy. I think he's the best candidate right now, but the concern is the injuries. So I think if you want to look at long term, then might as well make Pant the captain right now. It's a good chance when you have all the seniors around as well. Which
just because Virat Kohli didn't bring us the World Cup means dismissing him as the captain means I don't like this point.
No, that's completely wrong. I completely agree. No, he was a fantastic captain. There's no doubt about it. Yes, just because you don't win a global trophy doesn't mean that you didn't lead the team well. The stats prove that he's the most successful captain across formats.
Only that point disappointed me.
Yeah, that's true. That's how the people in our country are. They forget the achievements of players very quickly. So that's how it is. But that's expected. We've seen enough of it, when there is fame, but then there is also unnecessary criticism and biased views. So I think that's a part and parcel. It happens in every country that has sports as passion. Like, it happens in Brazil in terms of football, in Italy, France. So it's everywhere the same. Any country that has one particular sport or a couple of sports they follow passionately, the players go through that up and down in terms of public opinion, basically. So yeah, that is expected. I'm not very surprised, to be honest. So, the question is a very good one, but yeah, that's how it is. We'll see how it goes now. But yeah, disrespecting someone just because of not winning a trophy is really poor.
Got so many cups, but finally everyone disrespected him.
Yeah, true. I agree. Absolutely. That's how it is. That's the world that we live in these days. All right. Let's start with the topic. So this topic, say and tell, we've probably done it in the past. Some of you must have not been a part of the session since we have a lot of new learners who started recently. So let's start with the first one. Okay, Meera, go ahead, read the first slide.
Yes, sir. I told Priya that I was tired. मैंने प्रिया को बताया कि मैं थका हुआ था. Tell plus somebody. हम tell का उपयोग तब करते हैं जब हम उस व्यक्ति का उल्लेख करते हैं जिसको हमने बात बताई थी. She said she was tired. उसने कहा कि वह थकी हुई थी. Said बोलना यहाँ यह नहीं बताया जा रहा है कि किसको बोलना है, किसको बोला.
Absolutely. So basically, say focuses on the word someone said, okay, and the tell focuses on more on the content, and obviously you are telling it to someone, so the person's got to be there. Okay, so say obviously is used more in terms of the reported speech, and yeah, they can use it in different ways. We'll look at some examples here.
So can we say in another way, tell takes a direct object, whereas say doesn't take.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can say it that way. Yeah, that's fine. Makes sense because when you are telling it to someone, you need a person to, you need an object to receive the information. But when you are just saying it, you are actually just declaring it. It's like a declarative sentence where it may not be intended for a particular person, but it is just a general statement of your state of being or whatever you are feeling or whatever you want to express. That's it. It's not necessarily about it's not about you specifically telling someone something. It's just you expressing yourself. That's it. So yeah, both are informal usages. So it's, when you say told is a little more emphatic as well at times, So let's say, for example, if I say I told you, okay, it's like it has a more, you are emphasizing more, and it's a little more, it has a stronger meaning, I told you not to do it. Okay, like for example, the same sentence, I told you not to do it. To do it, I can just say I said not to do it, right? But I told you not to do it sounds a little more direct and has a more impact because you are directing those words to someone. Okay, so maybe a little more emphatic in terms of the tone as well when you use told or tell. Okay. Shalini, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me a minute. Go ahead, read the next slide. Oh, the sentences, both sides. Yeah.
आप कुछ बोलते हो से आप किसी को कुछ बताते हो. Tell. Ram said that he was tired. Ram told Sheila that he was tired.
Yeah, just a minute. So the example that I was giving, like for example, if I say I am tired, okay, you are just stating something. I said I am tired, okay. I said I am tired, and I told you I am tired. Okay? So both the sentences obviously mean the same thing. The thing can be depends on your tone. Where do you emphasize? Told you, a little more direct towards the person. Please continue.
Anil say you have a news of.
Says.
Anil says you have a news of. Anil tells me you have a news of. Tara said I love Mohan. Tara told Mohan that she loved. So दिख नहीं रहा आगे. Him. She said hello. I am your guide. She told us that she was our guide. She said that she was our guide. She told us that she was our guide.
आप जब sh sound pronounce करते हो तो read it like this. She said that she was our guide. She told us that she was our guide. Sh sound, okay, not sir. Sh. Yeah.
He said that he
this is
had
said. So this is the normal. Yeah, said.
Yeah.
He
said that he had to leave. He told everybody that he had leave.
Yeah. So specifically, you see, the last sentence is a very good example. Now he said that he had to leave. The speaker is not mentioned. कि किसको बताया. It's not directed towards one particular person. I might be, talking to two people in a group of 10, and I tell those two people that, I want to leave. I just want to leave, and you leave the place. But the second instance says he told everybody that he had to leave, basically means that the guy that we are referring to here, the speaker is stating that guy told, or girl, your guy obviously. So he told everyone. So the example that I gave, not just 2 or 3 guys, everyone, 10 जन के साथ ग्रुप में थे तो 10 जन को बताया. So whenever you want to indicate कि आप किसी को कुछ बताते हो, then is the time when you use tell. When you are simply focusing on just the spoken words that is said, not directed towards a particular person or a group, then you simply can use say. So that's the basic difference here. Okay. All right. Thank you.
So how to use talk?
I'll give an example for that. Yeah. Talk is when the focus is on, I'll give you some examples. We'll look at some sentences where you can probably rephrase and use talk in place of that. Okay. Give me a minute. Deepali, go ahead, read the next slide. Deepali, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, sir. She told me that I was late.
She told me that I was late. Okay, thank you. See, in this particular sentence, you can also use, if you are not directing it to one person, this is how you use talked and spoke. She talked about being late. She spoke about being late. Get it? I talked about the country's, I talked about the country's, I talked to him about the country's political situation. I spoke about the political situation. So again, you can use talk to someone and spoke in terms of just the fact that you stated something.
Is a talked a informal word?
Yeah, you can, but you can use it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine, perfectly fine. Talk का मतलब क्या है? बात करना. That's it. It basically means that you spoke about something. Means the same. You can use it where, as long as your sentence is grammatically fine, it's okay. It's basically talked is like to speak in order to give information, basically converse or communicate. That's the meaning. Or speak or give voice to something, basically. Okay. Let's talk about, let's say, let's talk about something. Basically means let's discuss something. Let's talk about politics means let's have a discussion on politics. So you can rephrase the sentence, use it the way you want. As long as the sentence is grammatically correct and conveys the meaning, it's fine. You can use spoke, talked, it's fine. It means the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, answer the next one, Karthik. Read the next slide. Yeah.
He said he was going home. उसने कहा कि वह घर जा रहा था. Say something. हम से का उपयोग तब करते हैं जब हम कुछ कहते हैं, पर जिसको कहते हैं उसका उल्लेख नहीं होता.
Absolutely. So the same thing that we just discussed, जिसको कहते हैं उसका उल्लेख नहीं होता. Basically, the person we are telling this to, okay, we are directing this toward. We don't make a mention. There's no mention of that particular person who's being spoken to. Okay. All right. So what if I were to make the sentence? He was spoken to about his. Let's say if my sentence is, he was spoken to about his behavior. What is the meaning of this sentence? He was spoken to. Sorry?
उसने अपने स्वभाव के बारे में बताया.
नहीं, that's not the meaning.
मैं अपने स्वभाव के बारे में बता रही थी.
No. He was spoken to about his behavior.
Means someone spoke to him about
Very
his
good.
behavior.
Very good. इसका मतलब है उनसे उनके व्यवहार के बारे में बात की गई. मतलब like say for example, there are two people here, okay, and I am telling the other person that the third guy is someone whom he was spoken to about his behavior. Matlab, for example, in a college or school, let's say the principal calls the student and tells him that your behavior is not up to the mark. These are the things that you need to work on. So when I say that student was spoken to about his behavior, basically means that spoken to. Remember the prepositions that we discussed. To. What is the meaning? Directed towards someone, right? Or approach to someone, right? So here basically means के उसके behavior के बारे में उसको बताया गया, in simple terms. He spoke about his behavior means उसने अपने स्वभाव के बारे में बात किया. That's the difference, okay? About his behavior. So remember this. He was spoken to. One more sentence. They were. It's like, let's say they were told to vacate the house. Means what? घर खाली करने के लिए उनसे कहा गया. They were told to vacate the house.
By their house owners.
Yeah, by the house owners, yeah, by the landowners, yeah, whatever, landlord, etc. Okay. So whenever there are words like spoken to, one more word they were clubbed with. Okay, once again. The books were clubbed with. Yeah. let's say, for example, in the box. Okay. My sentence is the books were clubbed with other materials in the box or in the bag, whatever. Basically means what? Clubbed with, again, a phrase. So I'm just giving you all an example where we use the prepositions in this particular manner. Okay. Spoken to, clubbed with. Okay. With here,
Combined with.
accompanied. Basically, the books and the materials accompanied each other. That's what it means. Okay. So don't get confused when I say he was spoken to means उसको बताया गया उसके बिहेवियर के बारे में. He spoke about his behavior. That's a different thing. मतलब उसने खुद ने अपने बिहेवियर के बारे में बात की. Okay. So don't get confused with such sentences. Right.
And then how we will make the sentence उसने अपने behavior के बारे में बात की.
He spoke about his behavior. Simple. बारे में आपने कहा के बारे में बात की तो मतलब he spoke about his behavior. Or he discussed his behavior. He shed light. Yeah. Sorry?
The spoken to is passive voice, no, sir?
Yeah, spoken to. Yes. So this, like when I say he was spoken to about his behavior, basically means someone spoke to him about his behavior. That's the meaning. Someone told him about his behavior. That's the meaning here. Yeah. And the other question someone asked was, how will we make it in using usne apne bare mein? He spoke about his behavior. He discussed his behavior, or he shed light. He shed light on his behavior. मतलब basically अपने behavior पर उसने रोशनी डाली. Means he spoke about it. Okay. So these are different ways of saying the same thing, but rephrasing the sentences. Okay. Martha, can you hear me? Okay. Ume, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry, your name is Umesh, is it?
Yes, sir. Martha Umesh.
Okay, go ahead. Read the next slide.
टेल स्टोरी. ये कहानी सुने हो. हम टेल के बातों का इस्तेमाल नहीं करते हैं. कुछ माऊ बताते समय हम टेल का उपयोग
किसी व्यक्ति के बिना. Basically means that we can use tell without even a person being there. Means not necessarily directing it to someone. Okay. Read the examples.
Tell a lie, tell the truth, tell a story.
Tell a story. Tell a lie,
Yeah.
tell the truth, tell a story, tell the truth. Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Thank you. Basically, here what it basically means is get up, read, start reading, tell a story. These are statements, these are like commanding statements where you are imperative sentences giving command. Basically, you are not directing it to someone else, someone in particular. See, the reason is rather the other way around. You know whom you are speaking to, basically. But if I am talking to you, we are the only two people in the class, or let's say there are 5 guys, but I'm pointing towards you, tell a story. Means it's understood कि मैं किसको बता रहा हूँ. You don't need to say I am telling you to tell a story. Doesn't need, right? So it doesn't make sense. So tell, for example, tell a lie. Okay. He spoke a lie is also fine. He told a lie is also fine. Okay. He's telling a lie is also fine. Both are fine in this case. Okay. So there are certain words like these where you can use it without even the person being there. Okay. Like for example, we knew he was telling a lie. Okay. Or the better way of saying that is we knew he was lying. Okay. In that case, you don't even need to use tell or say. Okay. The other example given here is tell a story, tell the truth.
Said a story or told a story?
He told a story. It's fine. You can say that in this case. He told a story. He said he told a story basically means that he told a story to whoever was present there. So it's understood that they were, the speaker knows who was the story directed to. Kiske saath baat ki wo pata hai. That's why. So he told a story is also fine. You can use it in this case.
Said a story is wrong, sir.
Said a story sounds a little vague to me. He told a story. Basically, the reason I said told is better is like he narrated a story. It's not like he just said a story. He said a story is not grammatically wrong. I'm not saying that. उसने एक कहानी कही, यही है मतलब. The meaning is the same. But the slide here explains that even without mentioning the example that I was giving, he told a story to us. It's not needed. He told a story to him is not needed. The certain things like these, tell a story, tell the truth, we can use it even without the person, the receiver or the object being there. That's what it means. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Both the sentences are grammatically correct. He told a story, he said a story is fine, but told is a better word according to me because it's more directed towards narration of a story. So he told a story. He narrated a story. Both are fine in this case. Okay. All right.
Sir, I have a doubt on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell is we are using when we are telling to someone, right, sir?
That's what here it's explained here, that it is not
Yeah,
necessary
but-
that you need someone every time.
Okay. The said, what's the main difference between the tell and say? I
Yeah.
didn't understood right now. That's
Yeah.
why I'm asking.
I'll explain that. Say is basically when you are, the focus is on the words someone said. Okay. And
Okay.
basically when there
Yeah,
is,
I think it's a third person. When we are talking with the third person, I think right like that, sir.
no, I'll explain. Let me complete. I'll explain. You must have joined
Yes.
late. So basically say is about you are saying something, you are declaring something, you are stating or you are expressing something. But the person whom you are telling it to is not mentioned. Like for example, I said I'm tired, okay? Or he said he was going to the market, for example, okay? Or
Yeah.
like the examples given here in the previous slide. Look at this sentence here, okay? Ram said he was tired. Kisko bataya?
Okay.
Ram told Sheila is mentioned in the second sentence. Means that the receiver of the information is mentioned when you use told. But when you use
Yeah.
said, that is not necessary. So the person in question who's receiving the information is not there. So that's the basic difference between said and told. When you use told, you would always have a person who's receiving the information. However, this slide talks about the fact that there are certain situations where you don't need a receiver because the people whom you are talking to is understood. Like for example, if I'm talking to you and I tell a story, tell the truth, tell a lie. These are like what? These are imperative sentences, right? Where you are giving a command to someone or you know whom you are talking to. So that's why you don't need a person to receive the information in these kind of situation for these
Yes,
kind of
sir.
statements. That's the difference. You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So this can be considered as an exception to the rule. But yeah, as I mentioned, when you make statements like he told a story, he was telling a lie, you don't need to say he was telling a lie to us. Not needed, right? He was telling a lie. Simple. मतलब वो झूठ बोल रहा था. That's it. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Aryan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Read the next slide.
Can you dash that again? Can you say that again?
Can you say that again? Yes, absolutely right. Why not tell here? Because there's no one here. The person, the speaker is just requesting someone to repeat the words and just say what the person said again. Okay, so just repeat. Can you repeat? Beg your pardon, for example. Okay, so that's what. Can you say that again? मैंने सुना नहीं. क्या आप वो चीज वापस एक बार कह सकते हैं? Okay. All right. Continue. Mukesh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Read the next slide.
I said to her that I was going home. मैंने उससे कहा कि मैं घर जा रहा हूँ. कभी कभी जब हम जिससे बात करी गई हो उसका उल्लेख करना चाहते हैं तब हम said के बाद to का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. पर ऐसे वाक्यों में told इस्तेमाल करना बेहतर है. I told her that I was going home. I told her that I was going home. मैंने उससे कहा कि मैं घर जा रहा हूँ.
Very good. Thank you. So here it says, I said to her that I was going home. You know, it's not grammatically incorrect, but here told sounds also better. Said sounds a little vague in this case. So in this case, when you use it in this particular manner, you can use I told her. Okay. So you don't need I told to her is not right here in this case. You just say I told her that I was going home. मैंने उसे बताया. Basically, here told is used as the past tense of what? Tell. Right? So here you can use it in this particular manner. This is a common statement. Said sounds a little vague. I said to her that I was going home is not incorrect. Not incorrect. You can use it if you want to, but it's just that sounds a little better. I told her that I was going home. Okay. That is also not needed. You can just say I told her I was going home. Okay. Told her I was going home. That is not needed in this case. You can just use it without that. Okay. So I told her I was going home. Remove that. It's understood. Okay. All right. Satinder, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Read the next one.
The teacher wanted to tell something or say something to you.
Complete the sentence. You need to give me an answer.
The teacher wanted to tell something to you.
Look at the sentence. Read it again. हमने क्या कहा कि the focus is on the spoken words when we use say. Now use the sentence with say.
The teacher wanted to say something to you.
Exactly. Exactly. See, here the teacher wanted to tell to you is not mentioned here. It's just that, see, look at the sentence. इसको हिंदी में समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. इसका मतलब क्या है हिंदी में?
अध्यापक आपसे कुछ कहना चाहता है.
Exactly. So कहने का मतलब क्या है? आपका फोकस किस चीज पर है? किससे कहा? आप पे फोकस नहीं है. फोकस किस पे है? क्या कहना चाहता है उस मैसेज पे, स्पोकन वर्ड्स पे, राइट? सो इसीलिए
ये भी टीचर आपको कुछ बताना चाहता है.
आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड योर क्वेश्चन.
हम कहें टीचर आपको कुछ बताना चाहता है.
आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट, बट अगेन बताना चाहता है का मतलब यही हो गया ना, कुछ कहना चाहता है. वांट्स टू टेल यू समथिंग बेसिकली. दैट्स व्हाट द अदर वे अराउंड ऑफ लुकिंग एट इट. बट हियर द सेंटेंसेस लुक, try and understand the meaning in terms of the example that I gave earlier. हिंदी के हिसाब से अगर आप इसको देखें तो मैंने क्या कहा था कि when we use say is used when the focus is on the words someone said, right? So that's why here say is the more appropriate word. It's not about it's about you, tell to you something. No, it's more about the teacher wanting to say something. Means the focus is on the teacher and her spoken words, not the words directed to someone. समझे आप the difference? ये किससे कहा जा रहा है उस पर, उसके ऊपर इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है, या ये उस पर इंपॉर्टेंस दिखा रहा है जो इंसान जो कहना चाहता है उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. I want to say something or I want to tell something. I want to say something is more important because I am stating that I want to express something. So the focus is on me and my spoken words. That's why say is the more appropriate word in this case. You look at this now. Information receive करने वाले पर नहीं, information देने वाले पर जोर यहाँ पे emphasize किया है. समझे आप difference?
Yes, sir. Yes.
जो कह रहा है उसके ऊपर ज्यादा focus है. इसीलिए teacher wanted to say something. मतलब here the focus is on the teacher who wanted to express something. You see the difference? All right. So whenever in doubt, always look at it this way: whether the emphasis is on the receiver of the information and the message together, or it's more about the giver of the information and his or her spoken words. If you think it is more about his or her spoken words, then understand that say is a better word in this particular case.
Wanted is in second form of the verb, so we can be.
This is in the past tense. This is in the past. You don't need because it's already mentioned here.
Okay.
It's already given here, right? So that's why I wanted to say something. You don't need to say use said here. The teacher said something. मतलब वो कह दिया है already. ये अब तक कहा नहीं था पास्ट में. टीचर कुछ कहना चाहती थी या कहना चाहता था. That's what it means. It's not already spoken. अब तक हुआ नहीं है वो थर्ड पर्सन बता रहा है कि टीचर आपसे कुछ कहना चाहता था, तो वो चीज अभी तक कही नहीं है. That's what it means. Said का मतलब already कह दी है. That's the difference. Go ahead, Z. Read the next one.
Did you dash Neha about the party? Tell.
Yeah, exactly. Why tell and not say here? Because
the after say Neha is here.
Exactly.
The noun or pronoun.
Absolutely. किसी को बताना, यहाँ पे वो किसी को is Neha in this case. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Going back to the previous one, the statement that was used here. Just give me a minute. I'll just clarify this, that even if you say the teacher wanted to tell you something, okay, if you use it that way, then it's fine. आपने कुछ, I remember you would ask कुछ बताना चाहता था, right? उसको आप rephrase करके कह सकते, teacher wanted to tell you something. You got it?
Yes, sir.
तो इसको अगर आप ऐसे यूज करें कि you को आप use it after tell, then it's fine. You can rephrase the sentence. The meaning will stay the same. The teacher wanted to tell you something. Teacher wanted to say something to you. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So then it makes sense. I just remembered you used the word batana. So yeah, it's fine. All right. Shima, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read the next one.
Yeah, प्रबंधक हमें नई परियोजना के बारे में बताने वाला है. Second one is right. The manager is going to tell us about the new project. Yes.
The manager is going to tell us. Absolutely.
Yes.
See, the receiver of the information is mentioned immediately after tell. So wanted to batana chahta tha. Exactly. Aapne ye word use kiya tha batana. So that's why I remembered. The manager is going to tell us about the new project. Okay. Yeah. Good. Just a minute. I have a question here. Okay. Like, for example, we use this is just a general thing. Like, for example, we use in the direct speech, we use the inverted commas, right? Of course, sometimes you can use told, but like generally, let's say, I want to have tea, for example, okay? I want to have tea, and in the inverted commas, if the name of the person is Sam, you would say Sam told or Sam said?
Sam said.
Said, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. If there is a person in that case, like for example, if the same sentence, I want to have tea, if there is a person who's receiving the information, then you can use Sam told me, okay? Or Sam told him. Then it's fine. You can use it that way. But here, if there is no person, you are just stating, repeating the words spoken by someone, then you would just say Sam said, not Sam told. Okay. That's one of the other things. Okay. Or like, for example, the other way around, when you start it with the direct speech, you'd say, he said, I am not going to come to the party. Okay. If the same thing, I want to use me as the receiver of the information or someone else, he told me I am not going to come to the party, or he told Sam, I am not going to come to the party. Okay. So it depends. Again, if there is a person who's receiving the information, even with the direct speech, you can use it in the other way around. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Give me a minute. Still adding one or two of our learners who got disconnected. Yeah, that's fine. Soumya, go ahead, read the next one. Yeah.
They said they were going to build another school.
Said is how we pronounce the word, guys. Said. Said, nice. Said.
Said.
Said. Okay. Sad. Said. Yeah. Said. Yeah. This is said. Okay.
Said.
Said. They said they were going to build another school. They said they were going to build another school. Okay. Here again, it's not that किसी को बताया उन्होंने ये बात को declare की. ये चीज, they express the fact that the sentence basically means they express their desire to build another school. If you have to rephrase the sentence, this is how you can rephrase it. They expressed their desire to build another school. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yesterday we came to know an interesting thing about this Soumya sir. She is the member of Brahma Kumari Foundation.
Oh, very nice, Soumya. For how many years? For how long have you been practicing?
9 years.
9 years. Oh, fantastic. I know someone in my family who's been with Brahma Kumari for about 60 years almost. 60 years. Yeah, 50 or 60. Whenever it's, I think when did it start?
The 2012.
No, I don't think it's 2012. It's much older than that. It's much older
than
that.
No. Matlab Brahma Kumari's when it start.
Yeah.
1936.
36. So that's what, yeah. So the person, 36, yeah. So this is my uncle's mom, basically, call her granny. So she's been with them for about 60 years nearly. She's in her 80s now.
Yeah.
So yeah, incredible. So
very good institution for making in our life positive
Means you
way,
need to
means
leave your family members completely.
No, you don't have to. Don't have to. You don't have to.
I and my husband both follow
Okay.
Brahma Kumaris.
You don't have to. This is not where you go away from the social world. No, that is not something you need to do. You can. It's like a practice that you follow. Something that you can do with your daily routine, just to bring more discipline in life, like yoga. Don't have to leave everything to do yoga. You can incorporate it as a part of your life. That's what it is.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Abhay, go ahead. Answer the next one. तुमने क्या कहा?
Yes, sir. I have joined late, sir.
Which one? Okay. Page 12. Page 12 पे हम लोग.
Yes, sir. First one, sir. What did you say?
What did you say? Absolutely. Here it's not about किसको क्या कहा. It's just about the spoken words. What did you say? Okay. Absolutely right. Grammatically correct. Tulsi, can you hear me? Tulsi, can you hear me?
Joined late, sir.
No problem. That's okay. That's okay. This topic, when we had discussed this, you were there. I remember you were there, a part of that, the same topic. So it's okay. This is the say versus tell. We have a lot of new learners who might have missed out on this. So, but it's okay. I remember you were a part of this session. Most of you were. Some of you were, I think. All right. Yes, Tulsi, go ahead. Read the next one.
Yes.
You're on mute at the moment.
What did mom say to you when she learned about the broken vase?
Vase. Yeah. Broken vase. Okay. Yeah. What did mom say to you? Obviously, here there is tell to you will not be right here in this case. Say to you. Okay. What did mom say to you? So you see again here the focus is on the spoken words, which is the words spoken by the mother. So what did mom say to you? Okay. Don't you use tell to you? If it was without tell.
Some people pronounce it as ways, no, sir.
That's incorrect. Vase. If you look at the pronunciation, it's the SE becomes ZE. Z basically, vase.
Like flower vase.
That's incorrect. If someone pronounced that, you can correct them. That is not the right pronunciation, because VASE, if you look at the phonetics of it, it becomes like VEYZ, vase, or VHZ.
Okay, sir.
Vase, I checked on dictionary.com. It is mentioned as vase. However, that is not the word that we are talking about here. I'll tell you what word it is. Just a minute.
The was is galat. The wrong.
Was. Yeah, vase. Vase is a place actually. Is a place in Iran basically. VYS, but this is a word that you would pronounce. The accepted pronunciation is VAHZ, basically vase. Vase. Vase is pronounced by some people, but the commonly accepted pronunciation is vase, because the SE becomes kind of Z sound. Vase. Okay. The other reason, obviously, to pronounce it, if you pronounce vase, it will sound like WAYS.
What is the meaning of the vase?
Sorry, vase is the vessel where you keep flowers, basically. क्या हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं उसको? हिंदी में you call it गमला, pot, yeah, whatever. Fuldan, yeah. Fuldan, basically, yeah. Fuldan is the right word, actually. It's correct, yeah. In Hindi, you will find multiple, definitions, like, for example, kalash, or you can say phoolon ka bartan. So in Hindi, the thing is with the language, you can find different kind of explanations for one thing. All right, thank you. Anyone who just joined? Yeah, Aryan, can you hear me? Aryan, go ahead, read the next one, page 14. Aryan, I'm unable to hear you. You're not on mute, but I can't hear you. Just check your mic. Just check the connection and reconnect, okay? I'll come back to you. Manju, go ahead. Answer the next one.
Yes, sir. वह कहता है कि वह बहुत तेजी से तैर सकता है. He says he can swim very fast.
He says he can swim very fast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. He says he is adept at swimming. Another way of saying this same sentence using using a preposition would be, he says he is adept, A-D-E-P-T, adept at swimming. Basically, adept means what? Adapt basically means skilled or proficient at doing something. Adapt is a different word, that is A-D-A-P-T, adapt, किसी चीज को adapt कर पाना, to accept and to be able to manage something. But here, adept, he says, that is a different word. He says he is adept at swimming means, just a minute, Manju, I'm saying something, just a minute. He says he is adept at swimming means, adept basically means very skilled or proficient with something, expert, okay? So for example, if your skill set is that you are, you are a very good cook,
Okay.
you can say, I am adept at cooking, adept, A-D-E-P-T is the word.
Oh.
All right, thank you. Let's continue. Dipali, go ahead, read the next one.
उसने मुझे बताया कि वह मुंबई जा रहा था. First one, sir, he told me that he was going to Mumbai.
Very good. Told me, don't need the told to me is not needed. Told me means that मेरी तरफ directed है ये बोल. Okay, told me. Very good. So yeah, this is a very common mistake people make. He told to me. Don't use told to me. To के साथ मत use कीजिए. Told का मतलब ही ये है कि आपको बता रहा है. So it's directed towards you, and you are using your name or someone else who the message was directed to. You don't need to use to in this case. Okay, common mistake people make. Avoid that. Okay, Meera, go ahead. Read the next one.
He told me that he was tired. He told me that he was tired. Sir, he said, sir.
Yeah, said in the past. He said to me. Yeah. So to दिया है तो उसके साथ told मत use कीजिए. Okay. The focus is on the spoken word here, so that's why use the said. Okay. Said to me that he was tired. Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Shalini, go ahead. Read the next one.
Neha said to her, I hope you come soon.
Okay, yeah. Neha said to her. Yeah, in this case, you can use it the other way around. If it was without to, Neha told her, it's fine, but Neha said to her. Here in the direct speech, it's used here in this case. Let me see if I have an example. Okay.
Sir, here hurry is the object of preposition. Am I right or wrong?
What?
Hurry is the object of preposition.
You don't say the object of the preposition. It's just the object here in this case. The person who is receiving the information. Yes, it's correct.
Means it's not the object of verb, no, sir. It's the object of preposition.
Yeah, to. Yes, told to her. That's correct. Correct. One thing I wanted to ask. Let's say. Where's the sentence? Okay. Yeah, one of the common mistakes, sometimes people use the sentence, like for example, if my sentence is, they told us to come back the next day. Okay, they told us to come back next day. A lot of people make a mistake stating, they said to us to come back the next day. Not needed, okay? Simple. They told us to come next day. Okay, told us. So whenever there is again the object, so tell plus the indirect object and the to infinitive. So told us to come. Okay, so they told us to complete the project on time. My manager told me to complete the project on time, for example. Instruction, command. Okay, it's one of the things. The other errors that people make is.
So in your example, no need to put the before next, sir.
The next day, yeah. The next day, yeah. I'm sorry if I missed out. The next day, yeah. If it is the next day, or if it is a particular day, then you'll need to use the as a definite article. Yes, that's correct.
Sometimes I saw without the also next.
No, if you're using next day, then it's better to use the, because you are specifically stating the next day, which is the day after today, right? So if you, that's the definite day that you're talking about, then use the. Without the, it'll be incorrect. One more mistake, yeah. So a lot of times people, use the sentence saying, he said me, he said me, I am in a hurry. He said to me, okay? Always remember, this is, I have heard this a lot of times. So he said me, no, he told me, or he said to me. Remember this, okay? So don't use said me, that's incorrect, or he said him, said to him or told him, okay? That was one of the errors.
Sir, doctor, sir,
Yeah.
you particularly you told us, taught us about adept. Adept means in person in well expert in some skill.
That was it. मैंने उस सेंटेंस को मैंने रिफ्रेश करके एक दूसरा सेंटेंस बनाया था using the word adept, that is ADEPT. Adept का मतलब होता है someone who is an expert or someone who is talented in a particular skill. That's what I meant.
Okay, right.
You're welcome. Satyendra, go ahead, read the next one. Satyendra, you are on mute. I'm unable to hear you.
I would like to sleep, she said to him quietly.
Said to him quietly. Thank you. Anyone else who's just joined? I think it's fine. Most of you have. Okay, Meera, go ahead, answer the next one.
See that I was running. Sir, she said that I was running.
क्या लिखा है? पढ़िए, ध्यान से पढ़िए. Running नहीं, raining लिखा है.
Sir, raining, yes.
She
said that it was raining.
She said that it was raining. Okay. All right. Thank you. Z, go ahead. Answer the next one.
Okay, sir. They told him to sit down.
They told him to sit down. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
they told him. उसको बताया. They told him to sit down. Let's see if I have some other common errors that people make. Okay, yeah. Let's say I'll give you a sentence. This is one of the errors that people make. Let's say, for example, if my sentence was, she would wait for us outside. She would wait for us outside. Will you
Said.
use the word told or said?
Said, sir.
Yeah, why?
Because she was saying about herself, sir.
Because we don't use tell without an indirect object when we report someone's words. That's why. Okay. So she said. Similarly, for example, when you use with a direct, sometimes while reading a book or a novel, you'll come across statements like these, then a loud voice said, or then a loud thunderous voice said. We don't say told, you say said hello, or I am here, whatever. So when you read literature or when you read novels or, poems or whatever, not poems, but more of the text, you'll see that this is how, said and told are used very commonly, because the speaker, the writer is always narrating something. इसने उसको कहा, he said to this, he told him this, he said. So ये जो है said and tell are very common words while narrating a story or an incident. Short stories, essays, अगर आप पढ़ोगे, so you'll see that the usage is quite a bit. So you'll find, where the direct object, the way it was in which it is used. Always remember that said and told is fine, but the topic that we discussed earlier as well with the prepositions, the usage can sometimes change. What I mean is that you can rephrase one particular sentence in multiple ways, like some of the examples that I gave. The only thing is that you need to try and do that as much as possible while learning these different topics. The reason I'm saying that is it'll help you to develop more ways of saying one thing. Like the sentence that I mentioned, he is adept at doing something. So एक ही चीज को अलग-अलग तरीके से आप कैसे कह सकते हो without changing the meaning of the sentence is exactly what is practicing sentence construction. So try and do that so that you can increase the way in which you can express your ideas in multiple ways without changing the meaning of a sentence. Okay. So whenever you come across sentences, try and do that as a self-learning exercise so that you can develop more ways of expressing yourself. Okay. So that's about it, guys. I will leave you early today. And tomorrow, let me see if there is something.
Sir, you are adept in English.
Thank you. I appreciate your compliment. Thank you. Let me see if I have a topic for tomorrow that if there is something I want you all to practice and prepare, I can tell you all in advance. We just have one class, so maybe we might get some time. Yeah, the tomorrow's topic is should and ought to. We've discussed the modal verbs at length. So yeah, we'll do something. We'll have a discussion tomorrow once we're done with that topic. Okay. We'll have a lot of new learners.
Thank you, sir.
So that's why. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Have a great evening, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, and Karthik, I hope you watch.
Sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Karthik, can you hear me? Okay, it's got disconnected. No problem. Yeah. Have a great evening, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Take care.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Take care.
Welcome. Thank you.
Also.